7 rappers that the internet hates. It seems like sometimes the internet can have a mind of its own. Someone could be at what appears to be the height of their career, yet at the same time, anywhere you go on the internet, they're getting clowned. That's because the internet doesn't always represent what's going on in real life. Think about it. The vast majority of people never leave social media comments weighing in on rappers' careers. That just leaves a small group of people who account for most of the comments you read on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and any other apps that you might use. And a lot of times their opinion can differ from what the general public thinks in a big way. But after long enough, the internet's opinion on an artist can start to affect their real-life perception too. In any case, you just don't want to make the internet mad. And that's a lesson the people on this list had to learn the hard way. Whether they released a trash song, had an unpopular opinion, or just did something corny, these rappers were probably the reason YouTube started hiding the dislike count. Before we start the video, make sure you click that like button and subscribe to our channel. Now, here's 7 rappers that the internet hates. Number 7, Meek Mill. When it comes to the internet's opinion, Meek Mill has been on both sides of the fence. There have been times when he was championed by pretty much everyone online, while at other times he was getting unrelentlessly clowned, to the point where he deactivated all of his social media accounts. During his feud with Drake that began in 2015, he earned himself the nickname of Twitter Fingers for taking one too many shots at Drizzy over social media. It was the perfect example of how not to use the internet to your advantage. In the end, he looked weak. Sadly, that's not the only reason the internet harbors a grudge against the Philly rapper. There was that time in 2021 where one of his songs got leaked and the world was shocked to discover his tasteless lines about Kobe Bryant's death. Vanessa Bryant even spoke out about this, saying that it was, quote, extremely insensitive and disrespectful, period. Oh, and then there was that time that Meek offered a homeless man $20 in exchange for the man doing 20 push-ups on camera. In the video, Meek can be heard saying, quote, "We ain't going to give out no free money," as the man does push-ups for him. That's definitely a pretty low move for anyone, let alone a millionaire. The video is pretty hard to watch. Luckily, the hate doesn't seem to be getting to Meek. He tweeted out saying, quote, "It becomes a trend to hate on me every once in a while, but I feed off that. I'm a beast, literally," unquote. Hey, as long as he's not getting bothered by it. Number 6, Yo Gotti. It's a little weird to think of anyone truly hating Yo Gotti, and to be honest, it's also strange to think of anyone really loving Yo Gotti. He's been in the game for a long time, and he's definitely won his respect over the years, but he's mostly just known as a feature artist these days. Most casual rap fans could take him or leave him. But again, the internet doesn't always represent how people truly feel about an artist. There's actually been a lot of people on the web that are totally against Yo Gotti, and that's mainly because of his feud with Young Dolph. The history of the beef between these two goes way back. Gotti tried to sign Young Dolph in 2014, but Dolph refused. This rubbed Gotti the wrong way, and the next few years found the two rappers dissing each other all the time. Diss tracks went back and forth, and Black Youngsta, one of Yo Gotti's closest associates, even got involved. And we all know how that went. Throughout the entirety of this beef, the internet pretty much always took Dolph's side. They felt that Yo Gotti was petty. And after Young Dolph's tragic death in 2021, all eyes were on Yo Gotti. The internet just assumed that he had to have played a part, and the hate reached new levels. As of now, the Memphis police have yet to uncover any connection between Yo Gotti and the death of Young Dolph. That doesn't change the fact that Yo Gotti's reputation on the internet is forever tarnished though. Number 5, DaBaby. DaBaby has had one of the most meteoric rises to stardom in recent rap history. But while his career has definitely been marked by a number of massive hits, he has also become known for the memes and controversies surrounding him. If we're looking at things objectively, there are a lot of reasons why people might hate DaBaby. There was the time in 2020 when he slapped a woman while he was on stage. Then there was all that controversy that surrounded the publicly failed relationship between him and Danny Lay, and then, of course, his now infamous remarks about homosexuality. But in reality, those aren't the reasons why the internet is constantly clowning on DaBaby. Instead, DaBaby is trolled for reasons that are completely separate from his personal life. As an example, rap Instagram pages that post about DaBaby are flooded with comments about how he uses the same flow in every song. This is largely a matter of opinion, but it's definitely true that he tends to use similar cadences throughout his music. More importantly though, is the fact that DaBaby is just incredibly memeable for seemingly no reason. His His convertible line has become a classic meme. His red carpet outfits are frequently mocked on the web, and his Reddit page was eventually shut down because it was just filled with non-stop meme chaos. DaBaby is popular enough that none of this affects him, but it's still a fact that the internet has a love-hate relationship with him. As of lately though, it might be skewing more towards hate. His recent track, Sneaky Link Anthem, isn't doing him any favors, sadly. Number 4, Eminem. Regardless of how you feel about him, Eminem is one of the greatest rappers of all time. You don't need to be a fan to recognize his influence. His trademark highly lyrical style of rapping was innovative at the time, and his edgy approach to songwriting became a trend that many have followed since. Unfortunately, most rap fans agree that the quality of M's music has dropped off since his heyday. His style just doesn't fit well with the modern rap scene, and his characteristically edgy and verbose manner of rapping has transformed from something that was commonly praised to something that is frequently made fun of. While Eminem will always have his legacy, it seems that the internet is constantly latching onto his cringiest bars, the ones that seem to favor complex and technical rapping over actual substance. Case in point, his 2020 song, Tone Deaf. In it, he spits, "I can make orange rhyme with banana," or a nana. Old heads might be impressed by his virtuosity, but everyone else on the internet has memed this line into the ground. For better or for worse, it seems the culture has just moved on from Eminem's style. Number 3, Lil Xan. Why does the internet hate Lil Xan, you might ask? Here's a better question. Why doesn't the internet hate Lil Xan? It seems like everything this man has ever done has ended up just worsening his relationship with internet trolls. You might think about Lil Xan's reputation on the web as being the opposite of Eminem's. The older generation absolutely can't stand the guy. To them, he represents everything wrong with modern rap. He's literally the face of mumble rap, a face tat covered young guy stumbling his way through songs. But there are a lot of rappers like that out there. What makes Lil Xan get picked on so much more than someone like, say, Smokepurpp? Well, the main reason is that the new generation doesn't even defend Lil Xan. While so-called mumble rappers have a staunch fan base to fight back against old heads who just don't get it, Lil Xan has few diehards out there. That means that pretty much everyone is united in picking him apart. The list of things that the internet has mocked him for is pretty extensive. There was the time that he was hospitalized in 2018 for eating too many hot Cheetos, the infamous picture of him pressing his face against Noah Cyrus, and his controversial black teardrop face tattoo. Oh, and his music gets made fun of a lot too. The criticism certainly has taken a toll on Lil Xan, and sadly it hasn't stopped. He recently tried to make a Reddit account to interact with fans, but the trolls on there drove him off the entire website. Poor guy. Number 2, Russ. If you just look at his metrics, you might think that Russ is doing pretty well. At the time of making this video, Russ has nearly 13 million monthly listeners on Spotify, multiple hit songs, and his 2020 album Shake the Snow Globe went all the way to number 4 on the Billboard. The most impressive thing about this, though, is the fact that he has managed to do all of this while starting off as an independent artist and mostly building up his empire by himself. He certainly has a lot of fans, and his music isn't offensively bad by any stretch of the imagination. But if you go on any Instagram post about Russ, you'll see it's flooded with Russ, and Russ is in L comments. So what makes this guy so hated? The main reason is that Russ has built his brand off a sense of superiority over other rappers. The best example of this is his now infamous Twitter post that showed him wearing a t-shirt saying, and I quote, "How much lean and Xanax do you have to do before you realize you're a loser?" Many people interpreted this as him suggesting he was better than anyone who does drugs. Fredo Santana even fired back at him for this, saying he will stop once he no longer has lifelong trauma to deal with. There are other moments where Russ has acted a little too high and mighty for the tastes of some. He has taken stances against social media, record deals, and plenty of other things that have rubbed people the wrong way. But at the end of the day, most internet users hate Russ simply because that's a popular thing to do. Number 1, Tom MacDonald. Tom MacDonald might be the most widely hated rapper on the planet. And believe it or not, that's how he likes it. It doesn't take a genius to figure out why Tom MacDonald is disliked by so many people. His entire persona is that of a provocateur. In other words, he's a professional troll. His songs take on modern social issues from a right-wing viewpoint. Titles like Snowflakes, New World Order, Cancelled, and Woke should give you an idea of his whole shtick. His lyrics and videos naturally get people riled up, and it works well for him. His videos regularly get millions of views, and he has about 3 million subscribers in total. All the hate he receives on his content just serves as inspiration for lyrics of his next song, and he has definitely found found a system that works. And while some of his critics might be triggered, as he would say, there are also plenty of people that dislike him for the same reason they dislike Eminem. He raps quickly and is usually almost cartoonishly edgy. Lots of modern rap fans just find him that corny. But hey, it helps him sell records, and his controversies have earned him plenty of fans, so in that sense for him, being the most hated rapper isn't a bad thing. So do you think we missed any rappers who are universally hated on the internet? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to our channel.